Yes, the world has become a global village. Whether you are in Europe, Asia, America, or Africa, you can be spotted and highlighted on Apex One Radio. Then you'll be at the top because on Apex One Radio, we stay at the top. On Apex One Radio, we stay at the top. Thank you so much for joining us this day. And hopefully you're going to have a fantastic time with us. And so, like we mentioned earlier on, it's a live edition of Apex Snapshot, self-reliance edition, or self-reliance version that is kicking off. So, don't go away.
Faut pas dormir, faut te réveiller. Parti à l'école, c'est comme 10%. Oh. Tu dois rentrer, commencer bagarrer. Oh. Répète tout d'ailleurs, he leave it begin to suffer. Mami hala, he called God to be his father. Uncle, they don't turn being a king for family. Oh. The man, they hustle, man, just like thing where they do. Tu bolo, sote, you turn and gamboko, yeah. Tu walk les dos, baye doit être satisfait. Mami, they suffer for fam, before sending begin for sukulu.
If there is one thing people who speak to motivate others have recommended in virtually all their talks, it is the power of believing in one's self. Collectively, we can make things happen. As a matter of fact, a lot of great things happen because people have come together to do them. However, it begins with individuals. Individuals who believe that they are born specially to make a difference. Individuals who believe strongly that they can move mountains no matter the circumstances. Individuals who pay attention to anything else. And individuals who pay no attention to failure. Individuals who, with the power of positive thinking, rise above all odds and make it. When several of such individuals spring and eventually come together, they create an indelible impact on society. A lot of things are involved in this kind of success. Hard work, determination, courage to dare, you can name them. But before all these are put in place, such individuals must first of all believe in themselves and their ability to make things happen and effect long-lasting change within their community and society at large. Like 2 decades, signs of an eventual stormy economic weather became visible. Such signs were conspicuous in the milieu of formal education, whereby graduates started ending up roaming the streets. Like a bad joke, the situation only got worse, and these young intellectuals ended up being faced by 2 situations, completely succumbing to the situation or putting on their thinking caps and surviving the storm. Since life is all about survival and no one desires to perish in the doldrums of poverty, youth stood up for the second option. Thinking caps are being worn. The caps have been thinking. Some have thought so brilliantly and are inspiring many more caps to think and think even beyond. Ngassa Nina acquired on one of such thinking caps and did not waste time to put it on. Interestingly, the cap of this young and dynamic entrepreneur thought hardly than Nina had even imagined. Before the Kumba-based entrepreneur and renowned caterer, her thinking cap, before she knew it, her thinking cap had not only germinated ideas, but had grown a huge tree of fruits from where she now harvests. However, The Kumba-based founder of Nina Slow Boys, which we shall know more in the course of this program, did not sit, fold her arms, cross her legs to watch the tree grow magically. No, Nina watered the plant and would toil day and night to do so. It took time, but the tree finally started bearing fruit. Which fruits the inspiring young Cameroonian now shares with her community. Such is the story of a University of Boya graduate who has configured her mindset beyond a degree and is today a successful businesswoman. Nina, who runs a leading outfit of catering, is also a chef par excellence. Her cuisine is stunning, so to speak. She commercializes snails, fondly known as slow boys, and is one of the country's commercial agents of Nive, a renowned cosmetic product. Apex One Radio got interested in this story, which we think is worth telling, at least for the sake of inspiring others, and the young economic mogul accepted to bring it on the airwaves. Ngassa Nina is our protagonist on the show today, and we'll be speaking live from Kumba in the southwest region of Cameroon. Welcome to Apex Snapshot's self-reliance version. My name is Enes Kanjo. This show is produced from Varsity, Switzerland by Maxel Adik and monitored by the entire Apex One radio team.
Oui, personne sait pas, yeah. C'est la vie, faut débrouiller. Non, oui, c'est Dieu le sait, yeah. Mamie, they suffer for fam. Before sending picking for Sukulu. You come back for Sukulu before you start to check your brain. Come back for Sukulu before you start to check your brain. Wednesday, yo. He don't take, we come out to go to school. Oh, 3 années, oh man, oh, les touches. Grand-popo, yeah, your people talk. So galère, waiting man go do. Anak de maîtrise, c'est concours dans la première liste la grande boda. Anak ma de c'est inter soleil fongola. Deuxième liste la anak de maîtrise, c'est concours dans la première liste la grande boda. Anak ma de c'est inter soleil fongola. Deuxième liste la tu bolo, sauter, you turn and gambo koye. Tu vas plaider, bailler doit être satisfait.
Muridu monjing, bukadu chedu, tangi ni chumu bua sibizinze audu, ati chasi vengo ni shiabunze ngo kada borudu, lebo tangi nubu ini ni fobe sutengo lo. I believe life is a gift, man, a man boy, so man get to believe. Musu fanga ni bumo so kumu choma lam small down, hama toko mo say I don't use leave. 1, 2, makele ba, mami we put wessons up solo chain 3, 4. Your head for your walk, if they head no one walk, who walk for their head?
If your head no walk for the head. Beautiful piece of music there by Rim Squad and featuring Wax Day, Call It Chop No Day. And if you listen carefully to the message in that song there, you know exactly why we're having Nina Ngassa on the airwaves of Apex One Radio this day. She is a hard-working lady, a lady who doesn't lie on her laurels and who, in the midst of adversity, has emerged and made it big. That is the kind of person we're speaking about today on Apex Snapshot, reaching from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. This day, Tuesday, the 15th of August, 2017. It's a live edition of the show, reaching from Columbus, Ohio, produced by Maxel Ajin, and of course hosted in the studio by Ernest Kanjo. And so, at exactly 17 minutes past 12 in Kumba, Cameroon, let's go to Cape Town and say welcome to our guests on the show. Nina, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mr. Enes Kanjo.
How are you today, Nina?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm all right, thank you. So, how is Cape Town this Tuesday afternoon?
We're having a sunny day in Cape Town. We thank God it's a beautiful day.
We thank God it's a beautiful day in Kumba. That is in the southwest region of Cameroon. So, Nina, are you speaking from Kosala, Fiango, Boya Road? Who are you precisely?
I'm speaking from Fiango.
Fiango. That is the economic nerve center of Kumba. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay.
Fiango is a big market.
Okay. So is it from Fiango where you operate your businesses, Nina?
Actually, I'm based in Fiango because my parents live in Fiango. So
okay.
that's my base. That's my first base. But
Beautiful.
we also work at the Sonak Street because that's where our family business is situated.
Okay. And so her name is Nina Ngassa. She is the protagonist on Apex Snapshot this day, and she has a story, an interesting one, of course. Listen to it, pay attention, and listen to her story. At the end of this show, come back and tell us exactly how you feel. And so Snapshot is reaching you from Apex One Radio. For those of you just joining us, you're welcome on board. Nina, there are scores of Cameroonians who know you, who've done business with you, who've been inspired by you, but then there are other Africans who are coming across you for the very first time. For their sake, Nina, I would like you to reintroduce yourself.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ernest Kanjo of Apex One Radio, for this wonderful opportunity. I really appreciate you taking out time to notice what I do and to call me to be live on your show. Ngassa Nina is just a young, dynamic Cameroonian female entrepreneur with diverse activities. I'm just a girl with so much energy and love putting in passion into every dream I have. So I have activities like, first, I am a caterer. I am into event decoration, event planning. I run Nina Slow Boys. I am into Nivea Cosmetics, and I'm also the manager of Ngassa Supermarket.
Wow, this is this is a nice one, Nina. All of this load on your head. Do you find it easy to carry this heavy load, Nina?
Oh no, Mr. Ernest, it's not easy. It's not really easy because it's physically demanding. It's not like Nina sits in front of a computer all day to work. My businesses are very physical and energy demanding, so it's very challenging. But because of the passion I put in, I am able to pull through with each and every one of them successfully. She's
able to pull through with these businesses successfully because of the passion, the determination she puts in it, and that's the spirit. Nina Ngassa is her name. She's guest on Apex Snapshot this day. So, Nina, tell us, where did you grow up?
Oh, okay, Mr. Ernest. I grew up in Kumba. I started education in Kumba, but I did a little bit of Limbe and Yaoundé and Bamenda.
Right.
So I was moving a lot.
Okay. So take us back to those childhood years and tell us what comes to your mind each time you recall this past. So is there anything which you found really interesting when you were growing up?
Oh yeah, a lot of things. First, I'm from a very wonderful family. I had a warm upbringing, very caring home. I have so many brothers and sisters, and they have always been my support. So growing up, I have always seen a lot of my elder ones work so hard, especially my parents. So I always grew up with a desire to work right from school, from primary school. So we've always been into business. I come from a family which is business oriented. So the cooking aspect started while I was young because I remember cooking my first dish in class 3. That was jollof rice.
Wonderful.
So I believe my upbringing has a lot to do with what I am today.
That's beautiful. And so tell us a little bit about your education, Nina, from elementary to secondary through high school to university.
Okay. Well, I started nursery, the pre-nursery education here in Kumba at the social insurance. Then when I left the nursery school, my parents sent me to PNU Limbe because at the time there were no good private schools in Kumba. So they wanted us to get the best of education. So they had to send us to Limbe to attend PNU Limbe. And after 3 years of being in Limbe, there was a good primary school which opened called Martin Luther King Memorial. So my parents brought me back to complete my primary education at Martin Luther King Memorial.
Okay.
At the age of 9, I had my first school leaving certificate, and my parents found that they thought I was too young to go to college. So I had to do class 6 all over, but this time around in Yaoundé at Cameroon International School Bastos, CIS Bastos. So I did the class 6 all over again, so I could clock 10 before I would go to Our Lady of Lourdes College, Manton.
Okay.
Where I did from Form 1 to upper seed and had my ordinary and advanced level, and moved to the University of Boya to study law.
She moved to the University of Boya to study law. Why law, Nina?
Well, at the time, I was so passionate about administration. I used to think I want to grow up to be a civil administrator. I had the normal, regular dreams of every Cameroonian. I want to get into ENAM, or I want to get into IRIC. I want to get into the School of Magistracy. So I knew, okay, law had to be the perfect start. So when I had my advanced level, I applied to study law or political science, but I was given the option to do law. So I grabbed it.
Right. And tell me, is the knowledge you got from law helping you today in any way?
Oh, yes. You know, like they say, no knowledge is a waste. What I studied throughout my university days helps me to be a better citizen, the law helps me to know my rights in so many aspects of life, be it land law, be it family law, but I actually diverted and took a different path completely out of my studies.
Right. Now, Nina, before becoming a caterer, a chef, an events planner, you were a film producer. I would vividly remember that in 2010, you produced Vanity Chase. But then nothing has been heard about this side of Nina Ngassa anymore. So what's going on?
Yes, I do remember in 2010 when I left the University of Boya, I got into movies and I produced a movie called Vanity Fair. Well, it all began because right from high school, I was so passionate about literature. I used to write stories. So writing stories turned to writing movie scripts. And the moment I finished from school, I was like, what next could I do with my life? And that was the time I was seeing a few Cameroonian movies and I envied them a lot. I wanted to be on screen. I wanted to produce my story. So I decided to give it a try. And I pulled through. I finally did the movie called Vanity Fair. And that was the only movie I've done so far.
I would imagine. But were you satisfied with the job you did in this sector?
Oh, yes, I was so satisfied because I remember many people were like, oh, the quality of this movie is kind of new. We haven't seen this quality. I had a good team. I remember I used Mr. Neba Lawrence as director. I had a good team. We did a good job. Yeah, I was really satisfied, honestly.
So, any plans of returning to the movies anytime soon?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I took a long break out of movies. And in as much as I still love writing scripts, despite my busy schedule, sometimes I still have stories lingering around my mind, but I haven't made up my mind to return to movies anytime soon.
But let me put it this way. There are young Cameroonians out there who write scripts and who are looking for producers to do them. So if some of these people contact you, would you get involved?
It's a good venture, I won't lie, but you know, growing up in life, you come to realize your priorities change. If a young talented writer meets me with a good script and say, hey Nina, please, I would like you to look into this project and maybe produce it, I would really appreciate that, but at this particular moment in my life, I am not ready to put in some finance into movies. I'm sorry to say this. I hope I don't hurt any filmmakers in Cameroon. I took a different direction until I'm settled. I cannot just dare into a venture which I haven't got the complete mastery of how I'm going to market it and have it profitable.
She's definitely not hurting anybody, and who knows, someday it may happen. Her name is Nina Ngassa. She's speaking live from Fiango Kumba, that is in Cameroon, Central Africa. She is our main guest on this show, call it Apex Snapshot. Nina Ngassa is an entrepreneur par excellence. She jacks in virtually everything and she masters them. This is Apex One Radio. We're broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. Nina, just catch your breath for a moment. Then, when we come back, the beautiful conversation we're having will definitely continue.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ernest Kanjo.
Salatel on the beats again, yeah. Mr. Leo in the flow. Ale, ale. If you sabi say so for the pay, now for your way. If you carry belly, my sister, beg no throw it. I know say no easy, mais on va gérer. Mon bébé no easy, mais on va gérer. Allez, 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 maman, allez, 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 on va gérer. Allez, 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 maman, allez, 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 maman, on va gérer. Écoute-moi, la femme africaine jamais n'en ne lâche pas. Girl, I no go lie. Say now you be the one way I want to make my wife. Si je te dis que je t'aime dans l'eau, tous tes problèmes sont les miennes. Si le monde te rejette, deviens mon bébé, je te tiens. S'il y a la job pour un, il y a la job pour tous. Même si c'est un bout de pain, on partage entre nous. If you sabi say so for the pay, now for your way. If you carry belly, my sister, beg no throw it. I know say no easy, mais on va gérer. Mon bébé no easy, mais on va gérer. Allez, 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 maman, allez, 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 on va gérer. Allez, 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 maman, allez, 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 maman, on va gérer. Attends-moi, mon bébé, si j'ai polo, c'est pour toi.
So the text messages are already coming in, and this one is coming from Modest Andine. She's writing to us from Toledo, Ohio. She says, great story, great personality. She inspires me and surely does so for millions of other youths. Nina, keep up the good works. That is from Modest. Modest is writing from Toledo. That is in Ohio. And so you can text us, you can email us, you can send us messages on WhatsApp. This is Apex One Radio. This is Apex Snapshots.
If you get to baby, we love you, brother, hold on tight. If you get to the one we love you, sister, hold on tight. Mathématiques nous avait dit, maman c'est le fort. Oh nanana, ma chérie c'est le fort. Si je te dis que je t'aime de l'autre, tous tes problèmes sont les miennes. Si le monde te rejette, deviens mon bébé, je te tiens. S'il y a la job pour un, il y a la job pour tous. Même si c'est un bout de pain, on partage entre nous. Allez, 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 maman, allez, 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 on va gérer. Allez, 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 maman, allez, 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 maman, on va gérer. Allez, allez, même si c'est un bout de pain, on partage entre nous.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. the best in animation, culture, sports, entertainment, interview, Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
Baby, now say let's do the beats again.
Mr. Leo in the flow.
Loco.
Loco, in that beautiful piece of music there, titled Sipokta, featuring Mr. Lewis, coming to you from Apex One Radio. It's exactly 27 minutes to 8 here, which is 27 minutes to 1 in Kumba, Cameroon, from where our protagonist of the day, Nina Ngassa Nina, joins us once again. Nina, welcome back.
Thank you, Mr. Ernest Kanjo.
Right. So, Nina, let us look at your catering career. And you mentioned a while ago that you do other things, which we're definitely going to talk about. So, tell me, before we get into how you got into catering, could you just, for the sake of some of our very young listeners, tell us what catering is all about?
Okay. Catering is simply being providing food and doing the service for events. That is, being a caterer means you cook and you serve food at events, be it weddings, funerals, all sorts of events.
Okay. So if it's not an event, then it's not catering.
Well, be it a home or public or private or corporate event.
Okay.
In as much as you're cooking to supply food, you're a caterer.
Ah, beautiful. Okay. Thanks for that knowledge. So, tell me, for how long have you been a caterer?
This question is a little bit complex because actually my mom started the catering business.
Okay.
So more than 10 years ago. So while in school, even when we come home for holidays, we grew in the business. My sisters and I, we all grew in this business. During weddings and events, we also follow workers to go and serve. After we cook at home, we love to go and wear the uniform to go serve, and it's something we enjoy doing growing up as girls. So that's how the catering came about.
So it's a kind of business that was handed down to you by your mother?
Yeah, handed down. She's still very much active, but you know, sometimes we work as a team, and when you have a younger person coming up and they really appreciate my energy, so they give me the go ahead, like, go. Right. You can do this.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell me, what kind of events do you provide catering for?
Oh, we do work with corporate and private events. Corporate as in companies. We have companies and establishments we work for on their seminars, their labor days, when they have their annual events. And private individuals like funerals, for weddings, birthdays, Thanksgiving, any sort of event. We have people calling on us to provide the catering service.
Right. And what is your catering outfit called?
Oh, the catering outfit is called Virtuous Woman Catering Service.
Virtuous Woman
Virtuous Woman Catering Service.
Virtuous Woman Catering Service. Okay, that's beautiful.
Yes,
and,
VW Catering Service.
Okay, VW Catering Service. Okay, we'll definitely come back to more practical information about VW Catering Service at the end of towards the end of the show, so that people who would love to do business with you can get in touch. So, tell me, how many staff do you work with on a regular basis?
On a regular basis, we have an average of about 15 staff. And most of the time, since it's contract based, like you work and you're paid per contract. Yeah, so the more the contract, the more we take in man for labor. The less. So, but averagely, we have about 15 people on board.
Okay.
It gets up to 20 something when we have like double events per day, and when the workload is really hectic.
Right. Now, usually in everything you do, there is one thing which would always live in your memory, even after so many years, or even after you would have retired? Do you have this memorable event which you did and you would always love to remember?
Oh my God, Mr. Ediskanjo, of course. I remember last year, we, MTN, the mobile telephone network, they contacted us. They were doing, MTN Foundation was at Kake, opening a school at Kake, I think Kake 2 village.
Okay.
So they contacted us to cater for 1,000 people.
Wow.
And it was during the rainy season and the roads were horrible. We finally got there and it was like immediately the ceremony was over and the entourage, the minister left. The rain came down with anger. We were soaked from head to toe. The rain didn't even respect canopies. Like it blew up everything.
Wow.
And you have people eating under the rain. And you know, in the rural community, people are fighting for food. They are pushing. They are fighting for drinks. I was so wet. It was horrible, but it was a wonderful experience because when you sit back and look at it, you'll be like, this country will take you places and it will have you meet all sorts of people. You know, so those are one of those memories I will never forget because I got back home and I almost developed a fever from the rain.
Wow. And so you just mentioned 1,000 people. Is that the biggest crowd you've dealt with, or you handle crowds that are bigger than that one?
Oh, no. For now, our record has a capacity of 1,000 guests. We have done 1,000 guests on a couple of events.
Wow.
Yes.
So do you do events all over the country or just in the Southwest?
We are not limited to the Southwest. We've worked in Bamenda, we've worked in Yaoundé. So we go anywhere business calls. Business. In as much as the client is able to displace us, we are game for business.
Right, that is interesting. VW Catering Service goes anywhere around the country so long as the client is displacing the Kumba-based catering service. Her name is Nina Ngassa. She's speaking live from Cape Town, that is in Cameroon, and you're listening to Apex Snapshots from Apex One Radio, broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. The show is produced from Valsuch in Switzerland by Maxwell Adid and hosted by Ernest Kanjo. So back to you, Nina. What has been the reaction from your clients? What is the feedback? Are they satisfied with the kind of services you provide them?
Honestly, every client I've worked with, always at the end of the event, always some of them will hug you and they will be so overwhelmed. They will be like, Nina, I am so happy. Your team did a great job. The clients are always satisfied. And I always tell clients, I said, I'm honest, and if we have to work, I need to be honest with you so we have perfect results. And by the special grace of God, my clients are always satisfied and keep coming back and keep recommending our business to other people.
Beautiful. And some of those clients who explain their experience working with Nina in this edition of Apex Snapshot, just on Apex One Radio. So, Nina, I understand that it's not all roses all the time. You just mentioned a while ago that on some occasions you have to face the anger of torrential rainfall. So, apart from that, what other challenges do you face in the catering business?
Okay, we have other challenges like, it's a hectic job. It's a hectic responsibility, cooking for hundreds of people. I always tell people every woman can cook. Every woman is a cook in her house, in her home. But when it comes to cooking for events, it's not the same modalities you apply at home. For example, the spicing for maybe 10 pieces of chicken is not the same way you're going to treat 500 pieces of chicken. So there is a whole formality and there's a whole arithmetic you have to calculate, and it's really time consuming and tiring because most of the time you work overnight to prepare, you work during the day, you have to go and serve, and after the event you have to make sure everything is clean, the plates and everything. So physically it is very challenging. It is very challenging. So you have to be strong, you need a strong team to be able to pull it through.
So in other words, you're saying that there are cooks and there are professional cooks.
Yes, they are cooks and they are professional cooks.
Beautiful. Nina, you're just going to catch your breath once again. Time for us to do some music from this end. And when we come back, the conversation will continue. Just to mention that some of our clients will be speaking on the show. And so this is Snapshot, reaching from Apex One Radio. We'll be right back.
Ça c'est la musique de Nelly.
A beautiful piece of music is titled I Love Myself. It's just 2 weeks old in circulation, and the author of that beautiful piece is Nelly Love.
No need to change. Nobody needs to validate. You're perfect like you are. See,
A production of Best Bond Tube Management. And so Nelly Love accompanying Nina and Enes on Apex Snapshot this day. The show is produced from Vassar, Switzerland, monitored by the entire Apex One radio team.
I love myself, just the way I am. De t'apprendre ta vie. La source primaire de ton bonheur, c'est toi-même. Les gens vont essayer d'expliquer qui tu es. Les jaloux vont toujours parler.
Special greetings to our friends in K-Town. That is Kumba, I'm thinking of you. Diba Williams. And to all of our friends listening to us from Kosala, the ones in Boya Road, Endley Street. You name them. This is Snapshot, reaching from Apex One Radio. We are broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. Our next stop will definitely be Douala. And when we get to Douala, one of the clients of our protagonist today will be speaking. And when she comes on the airwaves, her story about Nina will definitely be told. Don't go away.
Juste comme je suis, juste comme je suis. family dey suffer for farm before sending pikin for sukulu. You come back for sukulu before you start to check your brain. Chop no day, oh chop no day. La vie c'est comme la guerre.
Chop No Day, beautiful piece of music there by Rim Scott featuring Wax Day. And the music is talking about survival of the fittest. And the fittest is the one who works hard to put food on the table. And we're receiving such a young, dynamic, and hardworking lady on the show this day. Nina Ngassa is her name. This is Apex Snapshot, reaching you from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. You're listening to Apex One Radio. And so Nina has made great strides, not just for herself, but for her community and society at large. She's worked with scores of clients, one of whom is Obie Peggy, who now joins us from Douala to tell us her story about our protagonists of today. Peggy, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
How is Douala today?
Well, I school today we have less rain than yesterday.
Beautiful.
Able to do today.
Right. Okay, and so like I said earlier on, Peggy, you are one of Nina's clients, and you've definitely had some experience, doing business with her. Which experience you are going to tell us on the show today. So once again, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
So for how long have you known Nina Ngassa?
I've known Nina for close to like 2.5 years now.
Okay. And tell us, how did you come across her?
Actually, like I said, like 2.5 years, I was actually attending a wedding in Boya, here in Cameroon. Mm-hmm. And it was the first wedding, and I got to the occasion much more earlier than the time. And when I got to the hall, it was sparkling, it was so beautiful, and I was moved by the decorations, and I said, and I was doing this, and I was seeing the lady in action. Mm-hmm. And that's how I got close to her to look at the decor, the things she was using for the hall.
Right.
It was actually a wedding, and that's how I got to know her. We actually just had this chat, and the connection played between us.
Beautiful. So you were motivated to do business with her. So tell me, at what point did you decide that you were going to become her client, that you were going to do business with her?
Actually, I had an occasion thereafter, and I had worked with others before, but what I saw her doing for a young girl, I was moved. And so I called her up and asked if we could work on the occasion together.
Okay.
And that's how we worked.
Right. And so how did it go? What was your experience doing business with Nina?
It was really awesome, as I would say. I realized she had this love and passion for what she was doing. And whenever she was doing something, you would see the whole far more than expectations. You would see a difference. You would see someone who was doing something out of love, picking everything she has to give you the best for her work.
Right. I understand that you know Nina beyond just knowing her as a decor specialist. When you look at what she does, generally speaking, how would you assess her as a businesswoman?
But I would say that whenever you come close to Nina, you have to work with her, you will realize that she's not moved by the budget or the amount, but she's moved at giving you the best out of what you do.
Okay.
Yes. it means you can't go first Nina and come back for sponsor. I mean, whatever you can afford, she's gonna give you the best out of that. I believe it comes with passion, it comes with love, it comes with truly doing what you like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
right.
So, I've seen Nina work before. I've seen her work with others. I've seen her ways of doing things, and I believe that she will give the best out of her.
Right.
When it comes to her, so.
Obie Peggy is her name. She is speaking live from Douala, Cameroon's economic capital. She is one of the clients of our protagonists on Apex Snapshot today. And so, Peggy, just before you leave us, could you just say something to Nina? She's listening to you live from Kumba.
Hi, Nina. It's Peggy from Douala. We've worked before, and one thing I want to say is that I wanted to pick up that feeling that's feeling in you. You're someone very nice to be with, and you're always open to listening to others. You always have that quiet spirit that listens to others, and then you come up with proposals and opinions, and always an open heart. And I know that I just pray that God will strengthen you through this work, and that whatever you people He will increase you. Just keep your flames burning. That's it.
Right. Thank you so much, Peggy. And we want to appreciate you for coming on the show and adding your voice to the great story of Nina Ngassa, our protagonist on Apex Snapshots today. Do have a fantastic rest of the time out there in Douala and continue doing business with Nina.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now. Have a blessed day.
Tu en plaido, Baye doit être satisfait.
Muridu monjing, bukadu chejidu, tangini chumubwa sibizinze audu, ati chasi kunisha.
Super Mel B Ndele 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 ha Papa God, Daddy, thank you for my life. You don't put all my enemies to shame. Darling, no, now God, He don't give you to me. Together, oh, together, okay. Me and you, we go be forever. Together, oh, baby. Me and you, we go be forever. Alright. They go talk our story. They go one be like we. Yes, together.
Before that beautiful piece of music there, titled Ndele by Mel B. Akwen, you were listening there to Peggy Obie, the Douala-based client of our protagonist today. We're sorry for the quality of that conversation. The lines between Columbus and Douala were not the best. Hopefully, it will get better. This is Snapshot, listening from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America. Ernest Kanjo hosting the show, monitored by the entire Apex One Radio team and produced by Maxwell Adzik from Valsuit, Switzerland. Nina Ngassa, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Now, Nina, you just listened there to one of your clients speaking from Douala. Your reaction?
Oh my God, I worked with Peggy, I think in July. That I'd met her before July, like she said, at the wedding in Boya, and I was I felt so happy. Like I had some tears in my eyes because I don't realize those are the little details my clients take note when they encounter me and while I'm working. So I was really shocked to hear some of the things she said, and those little details she was taking note, which to me doesn't mean anything. I was I am really impressed. I'm so happy and I feel fulfilled listening to her talk like that.
Okay, so Nina, I also understand that you are a decor personnel. Tell me, how did you come about this? Okay,
yes, I got into event decoration about a year ago. You know, being in catering, when we cook and we take to go serve at the buffet, we always meet people who come to decorate for the same event. And when I look at it, I always admire it. I admire the creativity. I admire the beauty.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat and I was like, oh, I'm already into catering. It may be good to add decoration service on our package.
Okay.
So I just discussed it with my family,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, what do you guys think? Mom, what do you think? I want to do this. And, you know, sometimes it may not always be a yes, but when you believe in what you want to do, you just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a year and it's been awesome.
Before you got into it, did you kind of take a training also?
I can hear you, sorry.
Did you kind of take a short training in decoration when you were getting into it?
Oh, no, I had no formal training whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I would just look at what people are doing, I admire, and when I go home, I replay it on my mind. Sometimes I go online, I watch videos. I go on YouTube, I watch videos, and that's how it began.
Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about decoration, some people may think that is just what, you know, any ordinary person would imagine. But then it looks like decoration is much more than that, because I've seen complex decors. Tell me, what type of decor do you do for events? And for what events, as a matter of fact?
Yeah, decor varies, Mr. Ernest Kanjo. Decoration, the service varies because you have to flow with the theme and the nature of the event.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be classy, it could be very simple. The creativity has no end to say. You just have to keep playing with your mind. It could be a wedding, it could be a funeral,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a Thanksgiving, it could be a birthday party. Those are different themes. So you have different colors depending on the client's choice to work with.
Okay.
And you just have to bring out the best. You just have to always bring out something different, something
Mm-hmm.
new. Because if you do something today for a client, you won't do the same thing for your next client. Even if it's the same color choice, you have to come out with something creative. There should be a difference. So you always have to challenge yourself to bring out something new, which is going to be appealing.
Mm-hmm. Now, 1 year
Yeah.
on, what have you noticed are the colors which clients love most?
I have realized a lot of clients love royal blue. Mm-hmm. When I chat with clients, I'm like, what's your theme? What's your color choice? Mm-hmm. And they'll be like, I love royal blue. I always get a lot of royal blue, and there's gold too. Many clients love gold,
Mm-hmm.
especially the royal blue and gold combination.
Right.
Many clients really do admire the royal blue color and the gold color.
Mm-hmm. Now,
that's the two I've really noticed.
Mm-hmm. The decoration as a business is very materially demanding. A lot of chairs, cloth, I don't know, flowers, you name them. So tell me, where do you get these things from?
Okay, yes, like you said, decoration is very demanding because it entails a lot of fabrics, a lot of flowers, you have a lot of stands, centerpieces,
Mm-hmm.
flower poles,
Mm-hmm.
carpets. It has some little details, vases, petals, backdrops. It has a lot you have to work with.
Right.
So you really have to take time. You can't have it all from the start. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it all from the start. Like when I started going into decor days, this lady I admire so much, her name is, I call her Auntie Ethel Esabe.
Mm-hmm.
I really admire her so much, and she's a giant when it comes to wedding decorations and event decorations in Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
But she will always say, just start. I love the pace. Just keep going. She says, Petit, say, keep going. So you have to go with the basics first. If you know you need chair covers, you definitely need tablecloths. You need the table runners. You need centerpieces. You need a red carpet. You need a couple chair. So you have to get the basics first and you start, because it's very financially demanding. When you start, you realize different clients come with different colors.
Mm-hmm.
So you will start going with their colors as the market keeps increasing for you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
An interesting story there. And Nina, tell me, how different is the decor you do from, other experiences around? How distinguished is your work?
Well, my work is unique. The first thing I always tell myself, I don't compete with anybody. We might be so many doing the same thing, but I bring out my own creativity. I put in my passion, and I try to give the client the best. So I don't know if it's right to say, I wouldn't say it's the best out there, but my clients are satisfied.
Beautiful. Her clients are definitely satisfied. We had that confirmed by the first who spoke just a while ago. We're still having another client who will be coming up to tell her own story. Nina, you're going to catch your breath again for just a couple of minutes. Then when we come back, the conversation will continue.
We go celebrate. We no say fine woman and fashion, no fine man na action. If you want be yoga, madam, show your capability. If now you be yoga, show responsibility. Together, oh, together, me and you we go be forever. Together, oh, baby, me and you we go be forever. They go talk our story. They go one be like we. Together, oh, together. Me and you, we go be forever. Let's way Yahweh put in hand, no, he go change your story.
Special greetings to Irene Lum Sanji, who also admires our protagonist of the day. And she said this a couple of days ago. I love this woman, referring to Nina, of course. Great woman, and she only has to head upwards and forward. God bless you, Nina Ngassa. That was a comment dropped in a couple of days ago by Irene Lum Sanji when we mentioned that Nina was going to be the guest on Apex Snapshot this day. We also had T. Tande, who said she will be listening to the great story. Definitely, she's on from Chicago, that is Illinois. This is Apex Snapshots, reaching you from Apex One Radio. Do not go away.
Pull up, me and you go live as one. Power music. Mr. Lee on the beats. Your nation, baby.
It's easy Pachaco. Yeah, Blue Nation. See, you already know. Wow. No need to change. No need to bleach. Oh. No need to shame. My baby, tu es très belle comme ça. Oh. I like you like that, oh. I feel you like that, oh. Yeah. When there's fire on the mountain, yeah. Then are you I want to run to. When the world want to hate on me, yeah. Then are you I got to lean on. My cherry cocoa, sweetie tomato.
And that's what is titled like that by TC Pachak.
My shorty baby, sweetie tomato. Try, give me your love, baby, je t'aime. No need to change, no need to bleach, oh. No need to shame. My baby, tu es très belle comme ça. Oh, I like you like that, oh. I like you like that. I feel you like that, oh. Yeah. No need to change, no need to bleach, oh. No need to shame. My baby, tu es très belle comme ça. Oh, I like you like that.
Our protagonist mentioned a while ago that she is a cook, not just an ordinary cook, but a professional one. And in professional terms, we just say chef. Now let's go to Kumba and meet the chef. Welcome back, Chef Nina.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac Kanjo.
Now tell me, when did you become chef?
Okay, this is very funny, but I think I was born to be a chef, and I decided to be a chef professionally from last year.
Okay. And is there anything that motivated you along the line, even though you were born to become one?
Like I said earlier, growing up, I have been into catering service with my mom and the entire family. So growing up, cooking has always been a hobby or a habit at home.
Right.
But from last year, I've decided this is going to be a career path for me.
Beautiful. So what I understand
is going to be my future.
So my understanding is that you run a professional kitchen under the banner of VW Catering.
Yes, we do.
So tell us, what do you cook and for what events and for how many people, for instance? I understand that cooking for a large crowd is not chocolate. So what do you cook?
Okay, we work on almost every Cameroonian dish, and we also have intercontinental choices.
Okay.
Whenever a client meets us, we give you different menu proposals which carry different varieties and a different cost too.
Okay.
So and our menus always comprise from starters to the main dishes to accompaniments to desserts. So you must have un peu de tout.
Un peu de tout. Wow.
Yeah, so we work with almost every Cameroonian dish and a few of our choices of the intercontinental choices.
Now, this is about so much food, bitter leaf, eru, miondo, and so on and so forth. Tell me, where do you get your supplies from?
Oh, we take our supplies from the local market. We have women who are specialized in various food items in the market. We know the women who bring in maybe bitter leaf. We know those who deal with eru. We know those who come from the west with potatoes. We know all those who trade with WAF. So we just have direct links to some of them who supply us according to the quantity we want and at every given point in time.
Okay. And tell us your experience cooking in a large scale. How effective can that be? I understand that when you have just a small, pot of eru, it tastes better. But if you have to do it in, huge quantity, do you actually get the same result?
Oh yes, Mr. Ernest Kanjo. The unique thing about our service is that it's not just about quantity. The quality maintains.
Okay.
It's not easy to come out with that kind of result because you have to be able to understand the quantity of spices, the quantity of, and you have to work with time. When do you spice what? When do you marinate this? When does this go on the fire? All those comes with experience. You must be in the field. You must have worked in the field to acquire such knowledge. It's very challenging because there are some meals when you cook in large quantity, even the climate affects food. If you're cooking now for an event per se, and they have to eat by 7 p.m., there are some meals if you cook now, I bet you by 7 p.m. they'll start getting sour.
Wow. So how do you manage?
So you have to be able to know each and every little detail about the menu you are handling. And you have to make sure you spice it very well. You have to make sure you put in everything to get the perfect result like you were cooking for just 10 people.
Right. Tell us about preservation. How do you manage this?
Fortunately, we're talking about preservation from be it the raw food. We have a very big cooking space at home, and we have a lot of freezers or refrigerators. So we always have enough space to store up whatever quantity we need. Yes, that's the first thing. And while cooking, we have learned the various preservatives to use on food in order to avoid them getting sour or maybe some of them developing a funny taste, maybe due to sun. Yes, maybe if you go to an event and maybe the program is being extended and they don't follow time, maybe the food is on outdoor, you have sun hitting on the servers. It's risky because the temperature clashes. The food is hot, you have sun. And we all know sun always affects food negatively.
Right.
So you have to be able to know the preservatives to use while cooking. Women need to know you can use lemon to marinate every protein in order to have it firm, to give it a good taste.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know what to do. Some people use vinegar, some people use lemon. There are all those preservatives you need to make use of when you're cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. And so, Nina, over the years, what have you noticed that is the delicacy which most clients go for?
Oh, am I going to call one or I'm going to call a few? You know, I always tell people, I say Cameroonians, we love protein. We love meat. Like, each time a client comes up to you, the first thing they're interested in is what variety of proteins. And we want chicken, we want fish, we want pork, we want goat, we want maybe Mara sauce, has cow skin. You know, everybody wants protein. They want to see protein. Nobody wants to see, very few people even want to eat eru at events because at least they can afford eru on the street even for 300 francs on a daily basis. So when they come to events, they want to see the egusi puddings. What the term luxurious.
Wow.
Yes, so it's more about those luxurious delicacies which they don't see in their day-to-day lives, and so they just want to have the best. Fried rice, okon bong. Yes, those are the kind of dishes.
Beautiful. And so you just mentioned proteins a while ago, and it's been said somewhere that the biggest source of proteins as we speak is snails. And so we shall be talking about Nina's slow boys when we come back. Nina, just catch your breath. I'll be right back with you.
Thank you very much.
Revo, désormais les 4 fantastiques. Love it. Président Béa. Du lundi jusqu'au lundi matin, nous on est calé. Si c'est pas Maggie dans les bars, les boîtes de nuit. En train de picoler, pas fatigué de bocoliser. Assez d'alcool, t'es pas, on dirait c'est forcé. Je sens que la dose est montée, j'ai envie de tracer. Colonel mais Togo. Si je fraye, les gars vont dire que j'ai zaillé. Je bois plus haut.
Je bois plus, and if that means I have quit drinking, then I think that's good news. Okay, Je bois plus by Revolution, reaching from Apex One Radio, 16 minutes past 8. It's 16 minutes past 1 in Kumba, Cameroon, from where our protagonist is speaking. Nina Ngassa is her name. She is a caterer par excellence. She is a chef. She is a cosmetic product agent in Cameroon. She is a decor personnel. She does several things. She jacks in all, yet masters everything she does. This is Apex Snapshot, reaching from Apex One Radio. Listen to this beautiful piece of music, then we shall be right back with Nina in just a couple of minutes. And still to come, don't forget that we shall be speaking with one of our clients based in the United States of America.
Qui refusent de rentrer chez eux. Toi, papa des gens, voilà l'alcool t'a humilié. Moi, je bois plus haut. Honoré guitare, Jésus saoulé, coupé, chèque fatiga, je bois plus haut. Carrière Richard Banet, Jésus saoulé, coupé, laisse mon daïko. Felipe de Blackis, dame de mon daïko. Rampo de Novara, Serge Kouachi, laisse mon daïko. L'international, Juma Sali, dame de mon daïko. Son excellence, Soro Kibafori Guillaume. Le colonel Ouattao, Zola le rock, Neva la prestige. Elle s'appelle Cynthia. Si tu as vu son lemma, elle voulait boire shampoo pour qu'il soit payé champagne. À la première coupe, deuxième coupe, lago inspiré. Cynthia enlevé talon, lago a pris position. De Bercy. Si tu la vois mouler, c'est que sa dose est montée. Tout fond de teint quitté, on peut plus l'arrêter. Ma chérie, tu es fatiguée, tu refuses de rentrer chez toi. Maintenant devant les gens, voilà l'alcool t'a humilié. Je bois plus haut. Hey, Funky Zougou, Yézi Zoulé, à couper, Nénéo, Vini Christopher. Je bois plus haut. Hey, Yézi Zoulé.
And so this is definitely the most interesting part of Nina's business. I'm talking about Nina's slow boys. We're talking about snails. Do you know snails? Okay, the Cameroonians will simply call it nyama ngoro. Some will say nyama. All right, so it's a very difficult difficult food. Not difficult because it doesn't taste well. Definitely it tastes really, really good. But then a lot of people dread it. Reasons which I really can't tell, but then it's also brisk business. So let's go and talk about Nina's Slow Boys right away in Kumba. Nina, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ennis.
So now, Nina, I understand that you domesticate snails and you prepare them as food, a business which some people, especially the ones who do not eat them, believe that you must be very courageous to be able to do this. Tell me, where did you muster that courage from?
Actually, the irony is, my tribe, the Bamilikes, don't eat snails.
Okay.
From history, Bamilikes don't eat snails. So I grew up in a home where my father doesn't eat snails, and we're not really allowed to eat snails by culture. But on the other hand, growing up in Southwesterners really do eat a lot of snails, and my grandma is from Bakweri, and they really do eat a lot of snails. So we started eating snails from childhood. And we used to go into the bush and pick the snails and hide them in the house. So when the parents are out, we'll start plucking behind the house and start washing them. And we'll cook and eat it before everybody returns so they don't find out we had snails.
So tell me,
yes,
how long have you been in the business of domesticating and, marketing snails as food?
I've been into snails business for 1 year and a couple of months.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, and tell me, could you just describe how this activity goes about? How do you do this?
It took a while to gain a mastery of what I'm doing today because I had to understand the prices of the range of snails in the local market. I had to understand how to properly wash the kind of quantity I'll be marketing. I had to understand how I'm even going to preserve it, how I'm even going to market it. I had to get the mastery of what am I getting into, because I didn't sit and conceive the idea of just doing snails business and I just started. It came up like a joke. I have a friend in the US who really loves snails, and she'll always call me when anybody is traveling and say, "Oh, Nina, please send me snails. Please send me snails." And I'll be like, "Oh, okay, there you are." So one day she told me to send her about 9 or 10 buckets of snails.
Wow.
So while I was doing the snails, I was idle. I just took my phone and started taking pictures. And coincidentally, on the same day, she went to an African shop in the US, and she bought some snails, and she sent me a picture that, "Look at what I just spent on snails." And I'm like, "You don't mean it." And the moment I saw the quantity and the price, I'm like, "Oh my God, this Bamileke girl, you need to wake up." I'm like, "How much did you say you got that?" And she told me the price, and my head started ticking. That's how it began. And so one day I took the pictures of her snails. I just put them online, and my Facebook went crazy.
Wow.
That is how Nina's Slow Boys was born.
Nina's Slow Boys.
So I had to Nina's Slow Boys.
And so Nina's Slow Boys is in the headlines today. She just recounted the story of how this great enterprise was giving birth to. Nina has a head that ticks, and when it ticks, it works. And when it works, great works come out. So this is Apex Snapshot, speaking from Apex One Radio. Nina, in what forms do you prepare these snails?
Okay, we have various packaging. We have the dry pack. We do the dry pack especially for people who are traveling abroad because that's the most conducive way to transport it. We actually naturally wash them because there's another way of washing snails which many people don't like. There's a chemical called alum. And growing up, we always knew alum was not good. My grandma always said you wash snails with water, salt, with lemon. You don't use chemicals. So We have to wash them naturally. I make sure it's washed naturally. We spice them. We steam it half cooked. Then we dry them and we send it to our clients across. We also have the fresh packs because those who are home do not really want the dry ones. They say it's not the same like when it's fresh. It loses some of the nutrients. So we have the fresh packs which is delivered across towns frozen. And we have the lunch packs. I have clients who want the snails ready to eat. They are like, Nina, just cook it to the end. Put some dodo at the side and just send to me. I send cooked snails across different towns. I send to Boya. I send to Yaoundé.
Okay.
I send to Douala.
Right. Do you have orders?
Yeah.
Do you have orders for snails made by organizers of those very big events which you run?
Apparently, for like just a couple of times, we've had a client who wanted snails on her buffet.
Okay.
So we had to include snails in her menu. But I remember I had a client in Douala, a Francophone lady called me, and she had an event in her house, and she wanted a server of snails. So I had to do it for her, serve it, and send it to her in Douala.
Right. So who are the people who eat snails?
Yes.
Are they youths? Are they older people, women, boys, girls? So who are the people who eat these snails, as a matter of fact?
Mr. Ennis, everybody eats snails. I can't really specify maybe more of snails, but it's that unique protein which is so expensive because I told someone, I said a bucket of snails is more expensive than 2 chickens. And by the time you finish plucking off the shells, you don't even see the quantity. Then everybody's craving for it. Congo meat, slow boys. It has various names people call it, but it's just that delicacy everybody wants to eat.
Right.
Even while I schooled in Bamenda, I had, Bamenda people are more of Munguin. While I was in Bamenda, I had to learn Munguin. And my friends, when they came to Southwest for university, all of them started eating Congo meat. So it's that addictive. That addictive. Yeah.
So what are some of the difficulties you face doing this business?
Yeah, the challenge I had last year was when I got into the business, I realized snails are seasonal. You have the season where they are available, like that, like the start of the rainy season. And during the rainy season, we also understand farmers have to spray their farms to start planting, especially cocoa. And snails come more from the interior because if I'm to buy in the town market like in Kumba, it may not be profitable at the end for the quantity at which I give her. So I have to get into the interior to get snails. And in the interior, that's what we have huge crop farming and all that. So the moment it's season, you want to start buying. Very soon they start spraying the bushes, and when they spray, it kills them. Some of them run and go right far. So that becomes a heavy challenge because during the dry season, it is way expensive to buy snails. So it's really challenging to have stock throughout the dry season while waiting for another rainy season to push out supplies.
Now, Nina, tell us, a lot of young people out there are looking for businesses that pay off, businesses that have a huge turnover. Tell me, is this business lucrative?
One thing I'll say is a lot of people admire my venture into snails because they didn't really see it as a lucrative opportunity. When I started it, I didn't believe like I would still be doing it today and with a greater zeal. It has been lucrative, and I think it can be a source of income for someone who knows how to go about it and is able to market it. It's a lucrative venture.
Right. And so she has said it,
Yes.
it's a lucrative venture. And if she has ventured into it and made it big, then you too can do it. What an inspiring story from Nina Ngassa, our protagonist on Apex Snapshot this day. Nina, there are reactions coming in. We have this one from your mother, T. Tande. She's listening to us from Chicago. She says, "That's my daughter. I'm so proud of her." Okay. Then we have our producer, Maxell, who has been very keen listening to this very great story. And Maxell has a couple of questions. So I'm going to take you back to preservation. Maxell is asking this question. What happens if there is power failure? How do you go about with preservation if there is power failure, Nina?
Okay, thank you very much, Marcel. In case of power failure, we have a standby generator. You know, we deal with food, and we always have food preserved in the freezers.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't let the freezers go off, because the moment you have a drastic temperature change, if the food or the proteins have to defrost, the moment light comes back and it regains its ice, any day you want to cook them, you're going to realize a difference in the taste.
Right.
At home and at the business place, we have a standby generator. The moment Sonel or AES fails us, the generator goes on, and it's powerful enough to carry all our freezers, because we know how important our business is. So we can't let ourselves down, neither can we let our clients down.
Beautiful. Okay. Maxell wants to know further, how do you manage hygiene? How do you maintain hygiene for your food?
Okay. First, I am so passionate because it's easy for me to gather women and say, okay, you should go and do the snails and bring them to me when you're done. No, I don't do that. Anybody who has visited my home, our home, I do it in our farms. Anybody who works for me, works for Nina Snowboy, comes to my house to work. That's the first thing. Because in my house, you won't use well water. Mm-hmm. You're going to use the pipe-borne water.
Oh, okay.
And I will ensure I give you the necessary ingredients you need to wash. You're not going to say you lack anything, because I am there to provide everything you people need to do my work, and you get paid.
Beautiful.
So for hygiene, it is 100%.
Okay. We have another listener, Gertrude Ayuk. She's writing from Maryland. This is her question. How do you transport your food?
Okay, in regards to food, we transport in a van. If we are cooking for a client in Kumba, we cook in Kumba and we serve in Kumba. If a client needs us, like in Bamenda, we cannot cook in Kumba to carry to Bamenda. We carry the entire kitchen to Bamenda.
Okay.
We load our van, our dinner, we carry our fireside, our pot. We must have done the preservative. We must have frozen all the proteins. We put them in the coolers to keep the temperature, and we travel and set a camp in Bamenda where we are going to cook for the event.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
We have more of such reactions coming in. We're going to take them soon after we go to Connecticut, where your next client will be speaking. Let's have some music, and then we transit to Connecticut. This is Apex One Radio. We're broadcasting from Columbus, Ohio, United States of America.
Sako manager, je bois plus haut. Malik manager, Jésus soulé, coupé, néné, Ahmed Bataclan, je bois plus haut. Abzi manager, Jésus soulé, coupé.
Claudia Tikoso in that beautiful piece of music there titled Chacun sa chacune, accompanying us on this great radio ride. Call it Apex Snapshot. And today we're focusing on a young Cameroonian entrepreneur. Call her Nina Ngassa. She's done a lot of good works and she's made great strides in business. And of course, like I mentioned earlier on, Nina has worked with scores of other people and her clients are telling the story of our protagonists today. One of them is Manti Anyangwe, who now joins us from Connecticut. Manti, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
And how is Connecticut?
Connecticut is great.
Okay. And how are you enjoying the summer?
I'm making every opportunity I have to enjoy the summer because when it gets cold, you don't want to be in Connecticut. So this is the best time to be in Connecticut.
This is definitely the best time to be in Connecticut. And Manti Anyangwe is on the airwaves of Apex One Radio to tell us her own story about our protagonist today. I'm talking about Nina Ngassa. And so, Manti, tell me, for how long have you known Nina?
I've known Nina for about 9 years. We crossed paths very briefly through a mutual friend, Karen Adamu, in Limbe, and I met her again during our University of Buya days. She's a lesser, I'm a secret, so we kind of crossed paths during different functions for those who understand the UB flow, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And a while ago off mic, you were telling me that while in the university, Nina showed signs of business.
Yes, she did. She actually owned a salon during our first or second year. I can't remember the exact year, but she had a salon and I was actually there a couple of times to get my hair done. So that was the first encounter I had with Nina as an entrepreneur. And the second time I kind of crossed paths again with Nina was when I was planning for my sister's wedding in 2015.
Okay.
So I was kind of like the wedding planner, and I reached out to a few people back home, to get recommendations. And Nina and I have been Facebook friends for a while too. So I used to see her post stuff about, weddings or events they've done and stuff like that. So I actually reached out to her. I sent her a private message on Facebook.
Right.
And we exchanged numbers and we started chatting on WhatsApp. And I told her what I wanted. She gave me the options they had. And from then on, we negotiated on, every other event. And at some point, we came to a resolution. We decided, okay, we're going to go along with it. And I must say that Nina was very professional, and I really admired her means of communication. She was really good at it. Yeah.
Right. So tell me, what was the outcome of the events you did with Nina, and just how did you appreciate her work?
Oh, my, Nina. To be honest with you, organizing an event when you're remote, like I'm based in the U.S., and, communicating with Nina was so smooth. I'm not saying this because, I've known Nina for a while. She and I are not like really close friends, but I would say that she was really, really, really good in the way she handled everything. From like, she's not local to Limbe. I could have as well used any other person outside Limbe, inside Limbe, but she's based in Kumba, right?
Right.
So the day she came to Limbe, 2 days before the wedding, she called me and she was like, "I'm in Limbe with my guys. We're getting ready. We're getting set for your event."
Right.
And when I told one of my aunts, she was really appalled. She was like, "Wow, that's good," because usually when you have events and you get somebody who's out of town, there are always challenges. Something can happen along the way, but I really, really commend her for her professionalism.
Right. So apart from weddings and catering. Nina does other things. I'm sure you've come across her Slow Boys business. She's also a cosmetic marketing agent in Cameroon, and she does other things. So, how would you assess this young lady, generally speaking?
She's a go-getter. There are very few of young Cameroonian ladies in a community like that. She has a degree. I think she could have well decided to stay home and say, I want to work in a private sector, or I want to get a job at the bank or something, But she decided to do, and I think she's passionate about it. That's her passion. Mm-hmm. And she decided to follow her passion and, go with it. And I think she's doing well, and she's going to do better as time goes on. I really must commend her, because not everybody can take that task and do it the way she's doing it. She's really good at it.
Beautiful. Now, Mandy, I told Nina that I was going to have a surprise for her on the show, and you definitely is that surprise. She's listening to you live from Kumba now, so I want you to speak to Nina.
Okay. I see you, girl. I see you, Nina. I see what you're doing and how far you've come. I admire your energy, and I must say you're a true definition of a hardworking lady. And I really, really admire your tenacity, and very, very proud of the way you impact and you inspire others in our community. I really, really wish you God's blessings in all your different endeavors. And, I'll tell everybody, watch out for that space.
That's beautiful. Mind, want to thank you so much for stopping by and adding your voice on this show. We wish you all the best, and continue to do business with Nina.
Thank you for having me. And hey, Nina. Oh, by the way, I forgot. I'll be in Cameroon in December, so start getting my slow boys ready.
Okay, definitely. She's getting your slow boys.
Letting out my emotion, boy, you're driving me crazy. Set my heart in motion, the way you smile for a lady. Je veux que tu know que je t'aime. Il me manque de mots pour te dire je t'aime. If you ask me a question, boy, I give you the answer. I don't engage you for so long, so you remember. Mais est-ce que tu know que je t'aime? Il me manque de mots pour te dire je t'aime. Cette fois je suis calée, oh, je suis calée. Hélas je suis calée, oh, je suis calée. Le gars me tue avec son regard. Je suis calée. Les risques, conséquences, je m'en fous. Je suis calée. Cette fois je suis calée, oh, je suis calée. Maman je suis calée, oh, je suis calée. Le gars me bolait avec son regard. Je suis calée. Les risques, conséquences, je m'en fous. Je suis calée. The way that you smile, making me blush like never before. Façon tu me touches, façon tu es maman. I know that you love me, mais je t'aime plus fort. I know that you need me, but I need you more. If you ask me a question, boy, I give you the answer. I don't engage you for so long, and I hope you remember. Mais est-ce que tu know que je t'aime? Il me manque de mots pour te dire je t'aime. Cette fois je suis calée, oh.
Je suis calée, la jeune fille qui fait bouger la musique urbaine camerounaise. Her name is Daphne. The beautiful one titled Calais. It has brought the time to 19 minutes to 9 here in the studio of Apex One Radio. It's exactly 19 minutes to 2 in Kumba, Cameroon, from where our protagonist is on Apex Snapshot this day. Now joins us once again. Nina, welcome back.
Thank you, Mr. Ernest. I'm glad to be back.
Okay, so a while ago we're speaking with Mandy from Connecticut, and she told a very beautiful story about you as well. Your reaction, Nina?
I am a little bit speechless, especially because she mentioned something which I sometimes forget I have done in the past. Like, she was keen to mention Nina had a salon in the university.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the part I sometimes forget. Like, I have never learned how to do hair, and I don't even remember how I found myself in the beauty business until I had to open up a salon as a student. So that took me off. It took me so off. I really appreciate all she said, and I admire her honesty. And like she said, we are not really close because we came in contact through a mutual friend, but she had to work with me for her sister's wedding. I put in my best, and I'm so happy her family was glad and they appreciated our efforts.
Beautiful.
Mandy, thank you so much.
And Mandy is in Connecticut, United States of America. She's one of the clients of our protagonist on the show. Nina Ngassa is speaking live from Kumba, Cameroon. We have this question from George. He is listening to us from West Columbus. And George wants to find out if you have a standby bar, given that catering also involves drinks.
I didn't get you. Mean if we have a standby bar?
Bar, yeah. He says that catering involves drinks. Oh. So, do you have a standby bar?
Okay, that like I said earlier, I'm into general event planning, and I offer multiple services. There are clients who come for the full package, and I've helped plan some clients the entire event. We have cases where we handle the drinks, and in that case, we have to make sure the drinks are chilled. And if it's a cocktail they want, we have to make sure we get people who have to mix the cocktail. So when it comes to handling drinks, if the clients trust us with that service, we are still definitely going to meet up with the task of making sure the drinks are chilled, making sure people have ice blocks, and making sure everybody has 1, 2, or 3 to drink, depending on the budget the clients allocated to us.
Okay. Beatrice is also listening to us from Columbus, Ohio. She wants to find out if you take children into consideration when providing catering services.
If we take children into consideration?
Yes, because they are food which children don't eat.
Okay. That's a definite yes.
Oh, okay.
Our menus have so much varieties, and if a child is to go on our buffet, the child is going to encounter some pastries, maybe some pies, some donuts, some cakes. The child is definitely going to encounter fried rice. The child is going to encounter a little bit of tomato sauce. The child is going to encounter maybe some half-ripe plantains. You know, we always make sure every gender or every age can relate to our meals. So definitely we take into consideration if we have children among the crowd.
The same listener has a second question for you. This is a very serious and important question. How do you charge for your services? In terms of money now, I think she wants to know how much clients need to pay for this and that service.
Okay, when it comes to charge, there are a lot of questions. It's not fixed. It's negotiable because there are a lot of questions I will obviously ask the client, and it's from the answers the client gives me that is going to determine their price.
Okay.
I will definitely ask the number of people. I will definitely want us to work on a menu. If none of my menus satisfy you, maybe you come up with your own choice menu if you had something in mind. But averagely, if I'm going to give a range, sometimes we have from 4,000 per person, we have upwards, depending on the number of people involved. And the higher the number of people, like maybe 600, 500, 800, we could have a little discount because we understand it's a huge number working with, and to cater for a crowd like that and to provide them with enough refreshment on the part of the client is costly. So it's negotiable. She should be open and she should feel free to contact me anytime on Facebook, and I'm going to answer her detailing.
Okay. We have Divine, who is writing to us from Essen in Germany. I understand a bushwaller would like to talk about vegetarians. So Divine is asking if you also take into consideration vegetarians.
Yeah, we take into consideration vegetarians because they are, like I said, we have a lot of variety. Anybody who goes through our Facebook pages or all our clients who work with us always remark, like, Nina, why your buffet tables always so long? And I'm like, it's because we give a lot of variety. We try to relate with every kind of choice and every personality that may come in as a guest. So if you're a vegetarian, you're definitely going to have dishes which encounter no protein.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Which encounter no meat. So you're definitely going to relate. There's definitely something for you on the buffet.
Okay, we're speaking with an expert in cuisine. Nina Ngassa is her name. She jacks in several other disciplines, and of course, she masters them all. So, Nina, one of the things you also do is the marketing of cosmetics, and we are told that you are an agent for Nivea product in Meme division. Am I right?
Yes, Mr. Ernest, you're correct.
So tell us, how did you become an agent for this product?
Last year, like I said at the start of the interview, I work for my family's business. I manage Ngassa supermarket, and as a supermarket, we deal with variety of products, including the two.
Okay.
So sometime last year, Nivea, the representative of Nivea Cameroon, based in Douala under Dakar, was looking for a partner to work with to cover the entire Meme division. So they did a tour around the area, and they stopped at my place a couple of times, at the family place a couple of times, and they didn't meet me. So coincidentally, the guy met a friend of mine who happened to pass him my direct contact to say, hey, but you just call her direct if you've gone there and you didn't see her. So we got in contact, we chatted, I gave feedback to my parents. I'm like, this is an offer coming in.
Right.
What do you think? And one thing led to another. It took a couple of months, and bam, we're in business.
Now, as agent, what do you do precisely?
Okay, as agent for this division, I am solely responsible to supply every retail and wholesale outlet with the Nivea brand.
Right. That's interesting.
Be it the local market or be it the supermarkets, the pharmacies, some of the fuel stations. That's my responsibility to make sure the brand is well represented.
And so how has it been going this far? Successful?
It's been successful, and I must admit my authorities in Douala are proud when they look at the work and the rate of my dealings, or we can call it turnover and stuff, for the number of months, I've been working with them. They are really impressed because I have penetrated my zone and I am doing very well.
Beautiful.
And they had the big problem with the competition coming in from Nigeria. Kumba is filled with Nigerian marketers who bring in goods through a cock. So Nivea had, when there was a vacuum of no direct dealer here in the Meme division, you have the Nigerians had own monopoly, and we're bringing in some low quality, but from the time I took over, we squashed that out.
Nina Ngassa is speaking from the economic stronghold of the southwest region of Cameroon. There is K-Town, call it Kumba, and she's live on Apex One Radio. We are broadcasting from the United States of America. This is Apex Snapshot. The show is produced from Vasuch in Switzerland by Maxel Adit, and it is monitored by the entire team of Apex One Radio. Then in the studio, Ernest Kanjo is hosting. Now, Nina, is there anything which you do which we haven't mentioned on this show?
Maybe the little community works I do. I have a great passion in giving back. I have a heart which loves to reach out to people, and I've been doing that in the past quietly. I among people who walk by me and maybe who get to meet me in one or two ways. If I can help you, I will help you. Be it by my knowledge, be it by maybe a lecture or a practical motivation, or maybe a financial help. But recently I decided to come under a forum in order to do things adequately, because I'm having a lot of invitations. Please, could you come give some talks here? Could you come do some things? We have a female group in this area. So I'm trying to put it under one canopy, because I have a lot of women, both home and abroad, who are trying to say, Nina, just start this so we can pull this through. Let's reach out. What the knowledge I have a burning desire to give it out to women. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. You don't need so much money. Sometimes there are the little ideas around you which you minimize, which could give you a fortune. So I have a burning desire to always reach out, to give back to people, especially the women of the rural communities, because most of them are not or fairly educated. So you have to go down to their level to be able to teach them how to gain financial independence and how to sustain that independence.
Those little ideas which you undermine could just be your fortune. Beautiful message there from Nina Ngassa, who is the guest on the show today. Nina, tell us, what accounts for these multiple skills that you possess?
What accounts for my multiple skills? I will thank God for my parents. My parents they work so hard, and I watched my parents work as I grew, and I desired to be like them. My dad is still an active worker. He takes care of his affairs. My mom still has her my mom is good at what I'm doing right now is from my mom. I'll give her every credit to Reverend Mrs. Ngassa Elizabeth, because she is a boss when it comes to multitasking. People always ask me, how do you do a lot of little things here and there? I'm like, my mom does better. So I give credit and to my family, because I have a lot of people supporting me. My brothers and sisters, they are my back. If I feel the least thing I want to do, I call on any of them, and they are always ready to listen. They are always ready to give me their advice. So it's not like Nina is doing this all alone. I have a lot of people who care and who are pushing me from behind. But that it's Nina the seabed. They are my walls.
Special greetings to the parents of our protagonists who are the reason for this great success story we are telling on radio today. Now, in which of these disciplines do you think that you are more skillful?
In which of these disciplines am I more skillful? That's a tricky one. Besides, this is a tricky question. In which of these disciplines am I more skillful? I would just say I love to explore, and I would put in as much as I can to hold all of them with equal strength. If I have to learn, I learn. If I have to go on an adventure, I will adventure, but I will definitely get what I want to get out of it. So I think I call them my babies. I'm pulling all of my babies together. I don't want any of them feeling left out.
Right.
Sometimes when I don't post on Slow Boys for like 3 days, I'll be like, oh, I've been so much on Ketri and maybe I forgot it. So I pull all of them together.
Right. Now, we have just 24 hours in a day. We would have loved to have 48, but 48 will span through 2 days. We have just 24 hours. How do you manage manage these 24 hours, Nina?
Just like every other human, just like every other adult, I just need to manage and plan my day. Definitely, I am my own boss, so I have the opportunity of planning my day. I know I'll wake up at this time, and if I have an immediate challenge to do very early, I attend to my program according to how it's scheduled. But I make sure I satisfy every need of every of my activities daily before I go to bed in the evening. It's challenging, very challenging, because sometimes with the time difference, I have clients in the US who write to me late into the night, and so sometimes people always say, Nina, you're always online. I'm like, sometimes the passion exceeds, because I'm even tempted to chat late into the night, maybe chat some clients are doing inquiries. But when you love what you're doing, I bet you want to put in all your time to make sure you have excellent results.
Yours is a success story in the midst of adversity, Nina. What is the secret?
My secret, Mr. Ernest, I have fallen a lot of times. I'm not afraid to say I have failed in the past in so many things I've tried to do. The first thing I always tell people is, I don't give up. I don't quit. If you are sure of your vision, you have to look for the right people to help you identify yourself and where you want to carry that vision. You trust God and you put in as much as you can put in. If it doesn't succeed the first time, you try again. You don't quit, because someday it's going to go through. So I always tell people, I say you have the passion and you don't quit. That's my secret.
Now, in a very difficult economic environment like you and I know, what can young people do? I mean, young people who desire to be as successful as you are, how can they do it to turn the tables?
Yes, that's a complex question, because I've had that confrontation all the time, because some people will say, Nina, maybe you find it easy to do what you want to do because maybe your parents can maybe set up your business, or maybe you could call on people to help you. It's hard getting a loan to start a business. It's hard getting even a job and having so much saving to run other businesses. But what I always tell people is this: a child's vision is always different from a parent's vision. Some of the things I'm doing today was not approved instantly when I mentioned them. Some of them were not financed by my parents. Some of them were financed by my savings from other little buy and selling, and I'm always buying and selling things. So it comes, you must desire success. And like I said, you mingle with the right people, because if you have the right people backing you, you can have access to even a little loan. It may not come from the bank, it may not come from the credit unions, it could come from the Jangi houses, it could come from a friendship meeting. So it just boils down to the circle you are in. Find the right circle that can take you forward.
Beautiful story. Nina,
yes.
I'm just going to ask you to catch your breath one last time. Then we'll travel to London, where there is someone ready to tell her own story about it. When we come back, we'll be running off.
Thank you.
Les risques, conséquences, je m'en fous. Je suis calé. Baby boy, you're the man. Boy, you set me on fire. Baby, juste ton regard. I could die for your matter. Baby boy, you're the man. Boy, you set me on fire. Baby, juste ton regard. I could die for your matter. Cette fois, je suis calé. Oh, je suis calé. Hélas, je suis calé.
Slim. Links, it's TZ Pancha.
House Entertainment.
Oh no,
Blue Nation.
Yeah.
Take a 1, 2, 3, go.
Back in the days, they say I the crazy. So. Back in the days, they say I don't play. As I the waka for all the bars, they start to laugh. Now when them see me, them pause.
Maybe my daddy go bless her.
No cow.
If you want something, come on.
Look at that beautiful piece of music, the title "Do To," which is one of the favorites of our protagonists of the day, Nina Ngassa. We're speaking live from Kumba. And so, like I said earlier on, she's been working with a lot of people, and one of her clients is Gang Bisona, who is based in the United Kingdom, precisely in the great city of London. And from there, she now joins us. Bisona, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you very much.
So, how is London this Tuesday afternoon?
It's lovely. Fortunately, we've had a good weather today and like this week, because last week and the week before was really rainy and horrible. So we're very excited, taking out our sandals and dressing like summer again.
Right. And so that excitement has been experienced on the show today because a beautiful story has been told, a story that has definitely inspired lots and lots of people. And so, Bisona, you're welcome to the show once again. I understand that you've done business with Nina, but first, for how long have you known her?
I'll say 17 years.
17 years.
Yeah, because we went to the same secondary school, the prestigious Our Lady of Lourdes Secondary School, and then the Mancon, which is now Our Lady of Lourdes College.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Yep.
And so, while you were in secondary school with Nina, did she show signs of a woman who would do business in the future and become great?
Yeah, actually, she was a class behind me.
Okay.
So she came into work in 2000. I hope I'm really right there. But yeah, she was a class behind me. And I definitely did not know her, personally at that point, because she was like a junior in school. And our paths really came together when, in 2003, for those who went to boarding schools or for Africans listening, they'll better understand. So I was in Form 5 and she was in Form 4 at the time. And I was the general refectorian in Lourdes at the time, and she was campaigning for my post. So it's like when you hand over to the class behind you when you guys have to leave the school. And she wanted the post I had, which was the general refectorian post. And that's how she came up to me herself to tell me she was interested in being the next general refectorian of the campus, which was quite a bold step because, it's very rare for the younger ones to come up to you to tell you things like that. So... And she said, campaigning, I could see the passion in Nina, I could see the drive. She would fight in every way possible. Like prefects, she tell them to do this and do that to show that they are really capable. She would run up if she had to. She would be there at every time I called her to assist in something or to see how well she could become the next refectorian.
Right.
And I started seeing that in Nina from that far. And I'm not surprised. And then we went to the same uni again. And as far back as 2009, Nina owned a hair shop in Boya while we were in the University of Boya, which was like a very massive push because at that age, many of us were not even worth 10,000 francs. So you know what I mean? Like our parents gave us money and everything, but Nina was that pushful to open a business of her own, and she was doing really well. It was a good class, good standard, and we were all very proud of her at the time. Yeah.
Right. And so after university, she expanded this business vision. Have you been able to do business with her since then?
Yeah, it's actually funny because when we were in university, we had the Lourdes AGM in Kumba, I remember, and Nina hosted those of us who were in university at the time in her house.
Okay.
And they made a very lovely meal for us the next day, which was a Sunday when we were going back to Boya. And the food was so lovely, so amazing. I think then her mom was doing catering and stuff, but we didn't know how far Nina was going to get into it. She was a very good cook as far back then. And then before I knew it, a couple of years ago, Nina is like telling me, she's into this catering thing and this and that. And then, you first think, this person is just wanting to do something small. But then she picked up. And one of the times, not only being my friend, but it was funny how I did business with her. It was not me directly, it was my dad.
Okay.
So because I'd lost my mom in 2003, and then my dad was remarrying in 2014. And because he was based in Kumba at the time, which is Nina's hometown, he needed a catering and a deco, like an event planner for the occasion. And that's how he came in contact with Nina's company, which is actually the best in Kumba. So I was here in London, and I was just talking to my dad because I had to go for the wedding. So I was asking him, have you gotten a catering, someone to do the catering? And he said, oh yeah, he's got Mrs. Ngassa's daughter, because the parents in Africa know more of the parents, not the kids. Mm-hmm. So he said he's got Mrs. Ngassa. I was like, oh lovely, that's my friend. I was actually going to, introduce you to her so she could do it for you. Right. So it was like, for my dad to have gone to Nina means he obviously chose the best. So I was kind of very impressed that it's not only us, her friends that knew about it, but even the elder ones were seeing how well she was doing her business, and people were very happy with that. Yeah. And that's how I kind of got involved in it, like when I came to Cameroon, trying to see what had been done, what had not been done, taking charge and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I was really impressed with the service that they delivered at the wedding. It was so impressive, from the decoration to the food, the planning and everything, putting every effort to achieve what my dad and my mom wanted, and the family and everybody. People were really satisfied and ate a lot, very good food, well presented, a lot of hygiene. I was really, really impressed coming from abroad and seeing that there was that standard in Cameroon you really get. And then knowing that it's my own friend, I was really impressed.
She's told the same story, and as a matter of fact, Nina Ngassa is the lady whom everyone should look up to as far as inspiration is concerned, and even business. So, Bisona, one last question for you. If there is something in Nina which you think other young people should learn, what is that thing?
I think the first thing about Nina is believing in herself. Because, like I said, as far back at university, even when she had her business, people were always like, oh, she can't make it. Like there's always a link. We don't believe in ourselves generally as Cameroonians, as Africans. We always think, oh, it's meant for a certain group of people and stuff. But she's someone who believes in herself, who has that drive, who knows what she wants and goes for it no matter what who is saying. And she knows what, the good thing about her is she realizes what her talents are and tries to put it into use, which is really, really good, because I think if you know what you're good at doing and you put it into use, you get more self-achievement, because you're both doing your passion and making money out of it, which is what Nina is doing. And she knows that. I always thought her, keep up, girl, you're going to make it. And, and I'm happy that a lot of the Cameroonians around the world are supporting her by always buying a lot of her slow voice, which is one of her most sold products. And, using her for a lot of events. I was literally talking to her and telling her at my white wedding she's going to come this way to Europe. I'm going to take her international to do my catering. And she was like, okay, you're going to make me international. Then I was like, definitely, why not?
Beautiful. Now, just before you leave us, Bisona, Nina is listening to you live from Fiango Kumba. I want you to say something to her.
Yeah, Nina, you know what I always told you. Be empowered. Be the woman you are. Just be simple as you are and keep going. More grace to your elbow, and we're always praying for you. We love you, we'll always support you, and I always give you ideas wherever I can, or help you, tell you what I think is wrong or things you can better up. Just go, girl. You're a strong woman, and I do admire you for that.
You are a strong woman, and she admires you for that. Just go, girl. Bisona, thank you so much for taking off some time from your very busy schedule to add your voice in this beautiful story.
Thank you. I'll always do that for Nina.
Beautiful. Do have a fantastic rest of the day out there in
the
United Kingdom.
Every time I step out of my casa, pretty lips everywhere I walk. Moula, je te jure, je wonder. Est-ce une Wadi ou encore une fille bâtie? Mouna Sawa, elle me voit façon les West. Bindi, bindi, oh, follow la vibe, baby wine for me, baby twerk for me, baby danse la psycho, je yamo ton bombolo. De tout et de tout, façon je la yamo c'est de tout. La coca est jolie, elle est ma African lady. De tout et de tout, façon je la yamo c'est de tout. La coca est jolie, elle est ma African lady. Perica c'est manana, quand tu la vois ferme les eyes. Ça c'est même qui ça, Japan,
toucher body. Ça c'est même quoi ça, mais dans le sac, ne demande pas mon avis. Bah ouais, y'a du cash et c'est pour toi ma lady. 237, aïe ouais, yeah my baby.
Special thanks to those who've been with us since 7 a.m. And for those of you just joining us, this is Apex One Radio. We are broadcasting from the United States of America, and we are in the state of Ohio. And this show is produced from Switzerland in Valsuch by Marcel Addict and hosted by Enes Kanjo. Let's go back to Kumba and run off with Nina Ngassa, our special guest in this edition of the show. Nina, welcome back.
Hello.
So, from the United Kingdom, you heard Bisona tell her own story about you. Your reaction?
Bisona, like she said, we've come a long way, and I always laugh till today when she tells me you're so courageous, because the experience when I moved up to her when I was in Form 4 and told her I'm interested in your post still amazes her till today, and I'm sure that's why she cannot forget. And we've really come a long way. And I couldn't even remember cooking for them when they came to Kumba at home. She just reminded me of something I've forgotten, and I was like, wow, there are so many things you do and you don't even remember. And it was just a great opportunity to cook for her dad's wedding when he was remarrying some years back. Mm-hmm. So I'm really grateful for all what she said and for her honesty and her time. And she's been a great support, because she always takes out time to write to me and say, hey, Nina, how are you doing? What are you up to now? Because I always know you're doing something new. And she always encourages me. So, Bisona, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Okay, Nina, tell me, what are some of the problems you face in business, generally speaking?
Generally speaking, some of the problems I face, like, I have financial challenges. I know some people say it's not true, or some people may find it hard to believe, but I do have financial challenges, because there's a lot I have to do, and there's a lot I crave to do, but I'm limited with finance, so I have to take it slowly and make sure time generates the income I need from the profits I make here and there from my various activities. Some of the other challenges I face is finding the right people to work with sometimes, because, I'm sorry to say this, but there are a lot of opportunities out there, and there are a lot of good people out there. So sometimes you always have people coming around you for the wrong reasons. People come around you because they want to maybe get something, which is not bad, but you should always put a good relationship before personal interest. Those are some of, because you have people working with you today, and before you know it, it's either they are challenging you, or separation is not bad, but if you have to separate, I always want someone to work with me and start up something, but it shouldn't be like you want to challenge me. And moreover, we have competition. Especially with the catering business. We have many people out there saying they are caterers, and they are ruining the reputation of caterers because they go low to ridiculous prices, which they know cannot satisfy. They're just the quest for money. They just want to handle some money, and you find a situation where people go to the buffet table once and the table is empty, they cannot replenish it. Gives a bad reputation on caterers in general, and it affects us.
Okay.
So it's challenging with the tax system and everything. We all know how Cameroon is. It's really challenging, and then we just have to keep forging ahead.
You definitely have to keep forging ahead. So we want to extend our special thanks to those who supported this edition of Apex Snapshots. In a way, we were thinking of you, Laura Ngabatinzo in Germany, and Ngum Gafo, who happens to be one of your admirers. She calls your story a one that matters, and that such a story should be told. Special thanks to you, Antonio Montana. And so, Nina, there's scores of young people out there who look up to you as a role model. On the other hand, who are your own role models?
Oh, my role model happens to be my mother, Mrs. Ngassa Elizabeth. She's everything I look up to. She's everything I want to be in future. When I see her, I see myself going places. For those who know her, know she's an extraordinary woman. So I'm just telling her so she can impact me with the best. Spiritually, morally, financially, in experience, and in every level of life, in every area of life. She is my idol.
That's beautiful. Also, we are about to bid bye to our listeners, Nina. But these same listeners who love to know a little bit more about you. So if you are not providing catering somewhere, if you are not cooking in your kitchen, if you are not moving around delivering Nivea products, what else could you be caught doing? What are your hobbies?
Oh, I love being with my family and friends. When I'm not busy, I stay home a lot and I chat with my sisters. I chat with especially my younger brother at home, Junior. He loves making us to laugh. So when I want to go out of family, I go visit my friends. I visit Boya a lot. My friend Vuti Situmban. We love to hang out. We'll party. We'll go to the beach. We love to travel. So the least opportunity I have to take a break, I don't hesitate. I don't hesitate. I'm off.
Right. Okay, I'm going to ask you this other question. I remember it's the same question I asked T. Tande, who is also a chef par excellence, when we had a radio show. Now, I understand that people who cook a lot hardly eat. Tell me, what is your favorite Cameroonian traditional delicacy? If at all you even find time to eat it.
No, I do eat, and especially in as much I do eat, and it's bad to say that mostly at the off hours of, you find me eating maybe at 11, 10 p.m. and that's just the negative consequences of having a tight schedule. You run around the whole day, you forget to eat, and when you come home, before you shower, you start eating very late into the night. Talking about my favorite Cameroonian dish, I'm not sure I have a favorite. I cannot pick out one because I'm a lover of Cameroonian food. We have so much variety. To pick one, I eat almost everything. I eat achu, I eat eru, I eat kwakoko bible, I eat koki, I eat everything like crazy. So I cannot pick out one. The variety is just so much.
Right.
Let's try asking somebody from another country where they have food problems and food shortage. Maybe they'll have a favorite. Everything here is my favorite.
Right. And so we understand that you deal with colors a lot. Which is your favorite color?
My favorite color? When I was much younger, my favorite color was gold. But in recent times, I've realized I don't even think about like color choice, color preference, but I love shouty colors, like sunny colors. I should always look bright, like a rainbow.
Right.
I should always be like a rainbow. I should be like I'm carrying the light.
Now, I understand that no human being is on island, and we are what we are today because some other people have supported us. Apart from your parents, who are some of the people who have created an indelible impact in your life, whom you like to pay tribute to?
Oh my God. It's a whole long list. I will start from my immediate, apart from my parents, I'll go back to my sisters and my brothers, Prisca, Natalie, Terence, Kana, Lawrence, Junior, Max. They don't hesitate to listen when I want to say something. I remember when I was on holidays in Dubai and I had snails orders coming in. My younger brother was rushing round Kumba within the far west to deliver snails. I would just call him and say, take this, put it in the oven, and he does it, and he doesn't complain. He's a young guy who maybe wants to be out there with his friends, but if I call him, he immediately shows up. I have very good friends in my life. I have Votisi Tumba. She is awesome. I have Queen Chabi. I have a whole long list. I have some elderly people like Auntie T Tande. I've never met her physically. We came in contact on Facebook, and she has been a huge support. I worked with her at the WHP seminar. I catered for the workshop, and she's like, "Go, girl." I have Auntie Ethel Isabe. I have Dr. C. I have Sister Anren Gaffo. I have so many people who have become so interested in what I'm doing, and they're like, "Nina, keep up, keep swelling, keep going hard, keep going high." Right. So I really, if I've not called your name, please, it's not like I don't appreciate you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I love you so much. And please keep on having my back. I really, really appreciate.
Beautiful. And so, Nina, the main reason why we had this show is for somebody out there to listen to your story, get inspired, move mountains, turn things around, and become successful. I know you said it before, but for those of our listeners who might have gotten on board late, I would like you to go back and advise aspiring entrepreneurs or young people who aspire to succeed.
Okay. I'll have a couple of advice to give them. The first thing I always say is, in business, you have the visionaries and you have those who copy. Those who are the visionaries are those who never run out of ideas. So you have to identify, are you a visionary or you are a copycat? It's not bad to be a copycat because you can have the finance and you don't have the idea. But you see a business working out for somebody, you just need to know how he or she goes about the business, and you put in some finance and you start yours. If you are a visionary, you should understand that God gave you the potential to always reason and to always give birth to an idea. And the moment you're giving birth to an idea, people are watching. So you always need to be one step ahead, else they're gonna bypass you in as much as you're the one who started. You have to be keen. You have to work hard and work smart. I always tell people, being a workaholic doesn't mean they call you here, you work, you're busy all around the place, but it's not working for you. That's where work smart comes in. If I realize someone is talking to me, a client is writing, and I perceive you're wasting my time, sorry, I don't give you my attention. You must work hard but work smart. You put in the passion. If you fail, don't quit. Don't be afraid to move up to the people you think can help you. Those are one of the things that have kept me till today. I have a lot of spiritual and physical backup. People who mentor me spiritually, religiously, and physically. I don't undermine them. I don't hesitate to ask the least question. Once I get blocked, I ask. So it's about believing in yourself first. Conceive your idea and see how you're going to go about it. If you need financing and you don't have, trust the people around you. Ask for help around you. But always begin from somewhere. You may not start with $1 million CFA capital. You may not start with hundreds of thousands. I started Nina Slow Boys with less than 50,000 francs. But over a year, I'm sure I've been able to have a turnover of more than 2-point-something million francs. I started with less than 50,000. That's to tell you, never minimize an idea. So it's about working hard, working smart, don't give up, put the passion, just keep going. If the cycle you're in doesn't work for you, change your cycle, identify yourself, and let the people around you be able to lift you up.
Never minimize an idea. Change your idea if it's not working. Work hard, but then work smart. Ask questions, learn, believe in yourself. Always begin from somewhere. She started her snails business with less than 50,000 francs CFA, but then she is now counting over 2 million francs. Her name is Nina Ngassa. What a beautiful story. What an inspiring story. If that story has touched you, then wake up today and start moving. Nina Ngassa is her name. She was our main guest in this edition of Apex Snapshots. Nina, I want to thank you so much and want to congratulate you on the great job you are doing.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ernest, and I thank the entire team of Apex One Radio. It's been a pleasure. It's been an honor. When you reached out to me, I was like, wow, this is not happening. But I had to brave up for it. These are the things which come with success. Like, there are so many things I do, and I couldn't even realize you were noticing my activities. And you took your time out and you wrote to me. It's a favor from God, and I really appreciate it. I'm so grateful, and to the entire team, I say thank you, and may God expand your cause. And I am so grateful. Thank you very much.
We thank God for everything, Nina. Thank you once again. I do have a fantastic rest of the week. We know that we got into your schedule, and you're definitely going back to continue your great work. It was a very long journey, Nina, and hopefully, thank God we got to its destination. Do have a fantastic rest of the day out there, Nina, and may God continue to bless you.
Thank you very much.
Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye, Mr. Ernest.
Mommy, they suffer for fam before sending begin for Sukulu. You come back for Sukulu before you start to check your brain. Wednesday, yo. He don't we come out to go to school. 3 années, oh man, oh les touches. Grand popo, yeah, your people talk. Anak méprisé ce concours dans la première liste la Golgotha. Anak m'a dossé inter soleil Fongola. Deuxième liste la Anak méprisé ce concours dans la première liste la Golgotha. Soleil Fongola, tu bolo, sote yuton angamboko iye. Tu en plaido, baye doit être satisfait.
Muridu monjing, bukadu chedu, tangini chumubwa sibizinze audu, aticha sibengoni chiabunze ngo kada burudu, lebo tangini buini ni fove sugengolo. I believe life is a gift, man, a man boy, so man get to believe. Musu fangani bumo so kumu choma lam small down. Hama toko mo say I don't use sleep. 1, 2, makele ba, mami we put western up solo chain 3, 4. Your head go ya walk, if the head no one walk, who walk for the head? I took me my fees, let pray, I be my fees, and that's in me. No go te bove my fees, da, mo busi yo ve pray, I pon tunga.
C'est la vie, faut débrouiller. Non, oui, personne sait pas, yeah. C'est la vie, faut débrouiller. Non, oui, c'est de l'essayer. Money, they suffer for fam before sending picking for Sukulu. You come back for Sukulu before you start to check your brain. Tu bolo, sote you turn angamboko iye. Tu walk les dos, baye doit être satisfait.
Yes, the world has become a global village. Whether you are in Europe, Asia, America, or Africa, you can be spotted and highlighted on Apex One Radio. Then you'll be at the top, because on Apex One Radio, we stay at the top.
Apex One Radio, USA. Apex One Radio. The best in animation. Culture, sports, entertainment, interview, Apex One Radio. Apex One Radio, the best radio. We love African culture.
Papa, thank you. Oluwana go tell.
Hey, do life's happenings still appear strange to you? Do certain occurrences make you feel you belong to a different planet other than Earth? Do you still live in disbelief? Okay, come back to Earth where reality obtains, where life happens. Life Happens is a radio show that breaks such life myths and prepares you to tackle reality, yet succeeding in your endeavors. On Life Happens, we bring those issues on the table and chart a way forward. Join Gracie Boyce and her panel of intelligent people as they dissect the issues. Send your views across by calling the show at 001-614-266-5611 or text us on WhatsApp through the same number. Or inbox Gracie Boyce on Facebook, GRACEEBOYCEE. Life Happens is every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is also 9 to 11 p.m. in Lagos, Nigeria. Life Happens only on Apex One Radio. Get on board. Let's happen along with life.
He's supposed to make a more but never forget you. Say no be by man, you always be thankful. Oluwana go there.
Mieux je fais ma bouche. Ne m'inquiétez pas s'il vous plaît, je veux parler. Je ne comprends pas où je comprends pas. Je dis bien, famille, je ne comprends pas quelque chose. Le jour quand vous l'aurez volé, il va vouloir que toute la planète soit au courant qu'il a vraiment été volé. Famille, il y a déjà certains jeunes qui frappent sur leurs parents. Imaginez pour la suite mes frères, car je pense qu'ils seront aussi parents. Je n'ai rien dit. Passe-moi ma route. Il y a un monsieur dans mon quartier. Il a une belle femme, mais il passe toujours son temps à draguer les femmes des gens. Mais le jour où tu dis bonjour à sa femme, il va se mettre à faire des scènes de jalousie. Il y a aussi un grand-père dans mon quartier, il y a plus de 60 ans. Et si tu dragues sa fille de 30 ans, je te jure que tu iras en prison. Mais ce qui me wanda avec ce vieux papa, lui passe son temps dans les chambres d'hôtel avec les petites filles qui n'ont que 16 ans. Abomination, Satan est tombé. Yeah. Il est tombé comme du n'importe quoi. If you kill a brother today, your brother go kill you tomorrow. If you give the love, we give you the love tomorrow. That is so. Tu veux que les gens te fassent du bien, apprends aussi à faire du bien aux autres. Tu veux que les gens te disent merci, apprends aussi à dire merci aux autres. Tu veux que tes enfants te respectent demain, respecte d'abord tes parents aujourd'hui, car l'homme ne reçoit que ce qu'il donne aux autres. On appelle donc ça la loi de la nature. Manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole, manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole, manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole, yo mamindeo, yo mamindeo, yo mamindeo. Tu veux que les gens te fassent du bien, apprends aussi à faire du bien aux autres. Tu veux que les gens te disent merci, apprends aussi à dire merci aux autres. Tu veux que tes enfants te respectent demain, respecte d'abord tes parents aujourd'hui, car l'homme ne reçoit que ce qu'il donne aux autres. On appelle donc ça la loi de la nature. Manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole,
Afghanistan dijananga botika nganinga adi ya motema ekona putu elenge ya mwasi mele ya kitoko na nzoto ekobangisanga simwete timona wa Adija uteke pon isheza papa mwa yengetika mwana wa mfaume ngamjo unika bo Adija yemali ya mbabangu voni gansa
Afrique un fier guerrier, Negro City, oh, I love you, oh, Angelo Kabila. Negro Groné, cheveux crépus, ah oh, joli guerrier, oh, I love you, oh, vieille même à Céline. Tu gardes ton nom pas si, tu gardes ton nom pas là, à la bordée de l'univers, oh, l'Afrique se meurt, oh, Descombat. Quand c'était le black and white, Negro a souffert mais c'était mal le connaître, oh. Negro a combattu pour arriver au black and black, devenir stade de la guerre, oh. Negro yako, oh, yo oh, yo oh, oh, mama yole oh, mama yole oh. Y'a Balou, Gino Gena, Manoute le boss. Le pouvoir est ta raison, la tricherie ta seule âme. Rien que pas souffrir des bas instincts politiques. Tu cries démocratie et tu piétines ton peuple pour un profit personnel. Oh, Negro Yako. Tu es champion de la guerre, mais c'est toi qui as toujours fait, c'est toi qui as toujours soif, négro. On te prend pour un imbécile, mais tu suis comme mouton, tout droit vers l'abattoir, oh, négro yako, oh, yo, oh, eh, yo, oh, oh, mama yole, oh, eh, mama yole, oh, ah. Tu règnes par l'injustice.